Well, hello again, everybody. It's Amy and Jeff. Here we are, and we had a couple exciting days that we need to talk about. We were in Moorea and Fakarava.
Fakakava.
Far,
Farakava.
Farakava. Both beautiful islands, but completely different from each other.
Totally. Moorea was very mountainous and had a lot going on scenery-wise. Falakava, just a flat little piece of rock. Not a whole lot there. The island was pretty much closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
And guess what day we were there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Wednesdays. So, anyway, back to Moorea. And for those wondering, behind us, we are this morning at the island of Nuka Hiva. Which
In the
was
Marquesas Islands.
in the Marquesas Islands.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
on with the show.
So we got off the boat. We kind of had a leisurely morning. We got off the boat in Moorea, and it was hot. I
Yes.
guess it's just been hot everywhere, but not a lot of shade. So we wandered around a little bit, and then we found this lovely lady sitting just in a chair with a little poster next to her. It said, I'll take
Private
you on a
tours.
private tour. So we said, okay, we'll do it. And we jumped in her van, and she drove us around Moorea. She is from France, but originally, but she's lived in Moorea for 15 years, and said she wished she would have come earlier.
Yes.
So, yes, her van was very. Our butler just bought her breakfast, which is awesome.
Yes.
So
that's who we were waving to.
Clive, our butler, who we love.
Yes.
So we jumped in her van, and she took us up to a high vantage point.
To see the first and second highest mountains
Exactly.
on the island.
And she said to us, "Have you ever seen a pineapple being grown?" And Jeff, of course, has, but I thought they grew on higher things than that. But they really grow in a little bush, and they start out really pretty, like a flower.
Yes.
And then they get bigger and bigger. And she says that the first time they grow the biggest pineapple, and then after that they get smaller and smaller, until eventually they just lop off
Whack
the
'em
plant and start again.
Start over.
Yes. Now, I will say these pineapple plants, they're very prickly.
Yes.
So they got real rough edges. And but I got some good shots in there, and it was fun to see them. They were beautiful. So, yeah, after we were done with the pineapples, she took us up this rocky road, and she even opened the side panels of her van so that I could have air in the back. Yeah.
Her van had air conditioning, but obviously she didn't need it. So we had two windows down, and then the two side doors, which was keeping everybody nice and cool.
And I'm holding on to the things on the side, on either side of me, hoping they don't fall out, blow out of the side of the van. But we get up high to a nice high vantage point, and we got a couple of shots from there. It was really beautiful. There's a lot of high peaks in Moorea. So, yes, and lush and green and beautiful.
And we really never got to see the top of the mountains because they were always hanging
Clouded in.
Mm-hmm. So a little more about that as we get later on.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about some of the other mountains we saw. The next stop was the agricultural school, and this is a school for natives who decide they don't want to leave the island, they don't want to work in the 20th or even 21st century, and it teaches them sustainability skills, how to live off the land, how to raise
And like
animals.
to honor their ancestors and to, just because the land will give them nearly everything they need. So.
I mean, just to walk through the forest is like going through the fruit aisle. There's a breadfruit tree here, bananas there.
Pineapples everywhere.
Oh, speaking of bananas, if you ever play trivia, you need to know the answer to this one. Which direction do bananas grow? Up or down?
They grow up.
Yes.
We got 3 O points for that one. So.
Yes, we did. So they learn how to use things from the ground to make jellies, jams, certainly fruit drinks and other sweets. We ended up buying a bottle of jam, which we're going to have with our breakfast here.
Star fruit jam.
Yes.
It's really yummy. So, yeah, we bought some. We also had some juice. I have fresh pineapple juice. And you had
I had
pineapple.
a blend. Orange?
Pineapple and papaya.
No.
It was papaya, because I don't
It
like
was papaya and orange.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
I know I had some orange in it.
Yes. So, yes, we had that. And then we went on our merry way down, and she then took us to a distillery.
Yes.
And that guy just gave us all kinds of shots of things. The first one was coconut liqueur.
Yes.
It was not a good one to start with. It really blew out our palates.
It was pretty powerful. So all the products they make are fruit derived.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of interesting as we went through the tasting. The one thing we were looking forward to tasting we didn't get to. It's a sparkling wine that they make from pineapple.
And we bought a bottle.
We did.
I'll show a picture of the bottle. We haven't drinking it yet,
Nope.
but it's not going to last long. And I will say, carried it in a paper bag right back onto the
boat.
On the boat. The guy had me hand it to him. He didn't want it to go through the X-ray machine,
Yep.
and they handed it right back to me. No note of
questions.
who we were, where we were going, no problem.
Yep.
So now that was one bottle. I suppose if we brought a case, it might have been different.
Might have been a different.
We'll
Well,
see.
at the prices they charged for
If
this,
we weren't buying a case.
we weren't buying a case. It was still a $40 bottle of wine,
Yeah, it was.
and that
so-
wasn't the most expensive. They had a high-end rum that was in a special glass case. I should have taken a photo.
Yeah.
And I didn't. But it was like a $140 bottle of rum.
Yeah.
So we passed on that one too.
Yeah, rum has a lot of sugar in it, so yeah. Trying to cut back on the sugar.
Yes, indeed.
So then after that, she mailed our postcards for us, so
Yes.
that was very nice. Took us to the post office, she ran in and did it, and then she took us to our last vantage point, which was up on a different coast and overlooked the Sofitel Hotel.
Yes, and we have photos of that. That's where they have the over-the-water tiki huts that you stay in for rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a bit pricey.
I think she said $1,500 a night, but so next time we come back early, instead of staying on Tahiti, then we'll go over to Moorea. So
Yes.
yeah, very nice. So that pretty much was our trip in Moorea. We came back to the boat, just did our regular stuff, played trivia, yada yada, did those things.
Yep. Awakava.
Farakava.
Yes. So we're still trying to figure out how to mention this next island. It's Fawakava.
Farakava.
Farakava.
That's
Oh.
That's not a U. That's a F-A-R-A.
Oh.
Farakava.
No-
Sorry.
No wonder I was confused. That was the island we talked about. It was very small. Nothing more than a village. I think in total they said there were 500 people lived
Mhm.
on this island.
Mhm.
And wasn't a whole lot to do with the two main restaurants being closed. The main grocery store there, the market, was attached to a Marina gas station, and that was pretty much it. A couple shops, but access to the beach.
The
Oh.
beach was absolutely fantastic, and the water, I've never seen water like this before. We sat down and got a cold drink, and it was near the water. I walked over and I saw 2 sharks in the water. They were probably 3 feet long, and then a bunch of fish there too. So
Little baby
that was,
shark.
No, baby shark. Is
Yeah,
that
baby shark.
But one of the things they did have on Farakava was a dive shop, and Farakava is known to be one of the best places to dive anywhere in
Yep.
French Polynesia. So I did get to do one dive. It was unlike any other dive I've ever done. There were 17 of us on a Zodiac boat, open air, no cover anywhere, and the middle of the boat was just filled with our tanks and our gear, and we all sat on the outsides, and this guy took out hell bent for leather. We went 20 minutes out.
Wow.
We went past the cruise ship and out for probably at least 15 more minutes past the cruise ship. They helped us get our stuff on, and then we sat on the edge, and we dumped off together. So there were 4 of us in our group, 4 divers and the guide. And this guide, she was beautiful. She was a little French girl. She couldn't have been 25. She might have weighed 95 pounds, maybe. And she dove without any kind of wetsuit at all.
Wow.
That's how warm the water was for her. But she was like a ballerina under the water. She kept doing this and going, look at all of this. But she was a wonderful guide. I need to send her a Venmo for a tip. But so we dump off. We go under. We only went about 20 feet down. And the reef was right there. I saw a lot of fish I'd never seen before. I saw a long fish like the other day. But this one had little black and white dots, polka dots on the end, like he had little skirts. It was really funny.
Huh.
And then I saw some other fish. It really looked like they were flecked with gold along the top of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And then a lot of the reef looked like it was flecked in gold too. Now she did kind of point to that and say, don't touch. So yeah, we didn't.
We need to check the library and see if there's
A fish
anything
guide.
a fish guide.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. So
Otherwise, we're just making up fish. And we saw another weird fish that I'd never seen before. It had a flat top head with 2 fins, sort of at an angle coming off the head,
Mhm.
and then one central fin going down the belly.
I did see that one on the internet yesterday, and
Okay.
you were asleep, or I would have woken. I would have said, "Here's the fish you saw." So I know what it was.
Was this at night or nap time?
Nap time, I think. I also saw a ball of fish. You know how they swarm together in a
Yeah.
ball, and they were long, thin. Not like the thin ones, but they were just long and thin and silvery, and the way the light reflected on them was just truly wonderful.
Darn. Wish we could have got the camera working.
Another day with a camera failure, but
I
we
think
have
we've
high
got it.
hopes for today.
Yes, providing you don't go more than 45 feet.
All right, I will make them know. But
Okay.
So I went in. The dive took off at 1. We had to be back on the boat by the last ferry left at tender left at 4:30.
Or 5. Okay. Close enough. I got worried.
I was worried too. So we got off. We finally get back, and as we're coming back, I noticed on the other side of the Zodiac, one whole panel was deflating, and the guy was going even faster. I'm thinking, is he going fast because he knows he doesn't have much time? But all the people in that section, they just stood up. They were guys. They were like, "Yeah, this is nothing," you know.
Good bravado.
Exactly. So we get back. I hop off. I take off my stuff real quick. I asked somebody, I said, what time is it? And he said 4:05. I'm like, holy crap, I got to get out of here. Because, I don't know if I could live in Farrakaba. You could only dive so much. You run out of money. And all I had on me was my card to get back on the boat and 1 credit card, just in case. Didn't even have my phone. So I get on the tender. And they were packing in all the stuff around it. I thought, holy crap, they're going to leave right now. I ended up sitting on the tender for probably 25 minutes before it left. And the security lady came over to me and she said, Madame, what is your stateroom? So I told her, and I heard her squawk on her thing, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, sure, that you had gone down there saying, can you please make sure my wife's over there?
I did do that.
You didn't? You did do it. I could tell. Because I would have done that too. Please just tell me that she's there, that she's coming.
Oh, I wrote a note and left it on the door. Please come back.
I walked in and you just went, oh, God, you're here. Thank God. And we left within moments after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was our adventure in Faracaba. And
Tomorrow we're looking forward to a day at sea.
Day at sea. It's one of our favorite things. So we take the day off from filming and editing and and trying to upload. The internet here is
Horrible.
well. You can play a game on it, kind of. You can read a book. You can read your email. You can get a few messages out, but as far as posting anything to YouTube, not happening. Can't even pull up information from YouTube or make changes to anything. So
I was able to send messages to Apple
people we can get messages. Though I tried to send one to my son, and I saw it didn't go through.
It was,
so.
yes, anything that was non-Apple didn't go through yesterday, even though the day before I was getting texts from Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jason.
Yeah, and Jason.
Well, you know where Mike was at that time.
Oh,
Happy
I
hour.
see.
And so I told them hello, and they said hello back.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah.
Yes. So, I guess the last thing to talk about is today's postcard.
Oh, indeed.
Today's postcard is going to one of our neighbors at home.
Mr. Butters.
Yay, Mr. Butters! We miss you, and you're in charge. Make sure you guard everything with your life.
Exactly.
I know he does anyway.
Mr. Butters is probably 5 pounds.
He's a little Yorkie, and he's just the cutest damn thing you ever seen. So that's our postcard today. If you would like to get a postcard, or if you have any questions for us, things that we haven't talked about that you'd like to know, like how much Jeff is drinking every day, or not as much as normal. We've been very good.
We've been very good.
Very good.
We didn't do the drinks package.
We did not. This is our first cruise that we didn't do the drink package. So we've been taking advantage of the 2-for-1 at happy hour, though we haven't really bought a lot. We've only bought
Just
2
2
drinks.
Yeah.
We do get alcohol at lunch and dinner. So our lunch might be a little longer just so we can get a refill before we get up. That could be.
No, but so far it's been good.
Yep, and I have 1 glass at dinner and get the second glass and hand it over to him. So
Yeah. Now the hardest thing is trying not to overeat as well. I mean,
right.
This is the first time in a long time that we're actually eating the breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God, this is a ton of food. So either I got to give up on lunch or cut back on
that's
breakfast.
That's where you get your drinks.
Oh, I know.
Well, we do have a very light breakfast usually.
Yes.
Well, we got to keep Clyde busy, so, he's got to bring us our breakfast.
Okay.
So I guess that's all for today, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Yes, indeed. Next island.
So I did mean to say, so if you have questions or if you want a postcard today at gmail.com. All right.
All righty.
Au revoir. Or Nana.
Nana.
Nana. Still in Nana land. Bye.
Yes, indeed. Bye-bye.